Then he said to his family, "Goodbye. I am going to the great grassy Limpopo River. I'll find out what the crocodile has for dinner." He had never seen a crocodile and didn't know what one looked like. He met a python. You can see the python has coiled itself round the trunk of the tree. You can see in the picture. He met a python and asked him, "Have you ever seen a crocodile? What does he look like? What does he have for dinner?" He is very curious. Golu is very curious to know what does the crocodile eat as his dinner. The python uncoiled himself from the branch of a tree but said nothing. Golu politely helped him to coil round the branch again. Golu politely helped him to coil round the branch again and said goodbye to him. Golu meets the crocodile face to face. Where? At the Limpopo River. He gets the python's help when he needs it most. Golu grows a long and useful nose. Golu moved on, eating sugar canes, bananas and melons. Have you eaten melons, children? Watermelon, tarboos, which comes in summer season. So as we all are fond of melons, in the same way Golu was also very fond of sugar canes, bananas and melons. After a few days he reached the very edge of the great grassy Limpopo River. On the bank of the river, he saw a log of wood. Log of wood means a big piece of wood. Piece of wood. It can be big also, it can be small also. It was really the crocodile who winked at him. "Excuse me," said Golu, "have you ever seen a crocodile?" So, the log of wood which Golu saw was actually not the log of wood, it was really the crocodile. And Golu is now talking to him and saying, "Excuse me, have you ever seen a crocodile?" The crocodile winked again. That means looked at Golu again and lifted half his tail out of the mud. "Come here, little one," said the crocodile. "Why do you ask such questions?" I am sure, children, you also must have seen crocodile sometime. You must have been, if you have been to Kukrail, then you will see so many crocodiles lying in the mud, lying in water. So similarly, the crocodile was lying in the mud and he asked Golu, "Why are you asking such questions?" "I want to know. Come close, little one, for I am the crocodile." The crocodile said, "Come near me and I will tell you everything. I am the crocodile." And he shed crocodile tears to show it was quite true. Now, children, one thing is very famous. Maybe you have heard, maybe not. Crocodile tears, magarmach ke aansu. What does it mean? Crocodile tears means shedding false tears. If a child does lots of mischief and if he just cries, actually he is not sorry for his mistakes, he is not sorry for the mischiefs which he has done, but just cries in order to gain the sympathy of others, in order to gain sympathy of his friends, etc. Then it is said, "Don't shed crocodile tears." That means don't shed false tears. If you are not sorry, then don't cry, don't shed your tears. So the crocodile was also shedding tears. He was shedding false tears to tell the story. I am reading this line again. "Come close, little one, for I am the crocodile." And he shed crocodile tears to show it was quite true. Golu was afraid, but he sat down on the bank and said, "You are the very person I was looking for." Golu was afraid. Golu was afraid to see the crocodile and also to see his crocodile tears. But what did he do? He sat down on the bank of the Limpopo River and said, You are the very person I was looking for. Please tell me what you have for dinner. Come here, little one, and I'll whisper the answer to you, said the crocodile. Golu put his head down close to the crocodile's snout, and the crocodile caught him by the nose. Snout is the front part of the nose. So what happened? Golu put his head down close to the crocodile's snout. Why? Because he wanted to listen what the crocodile is going to tell him now. And what happened instead? The crocodile caught him by his nose. I think, said the crocodile, today a baby elephant will be my dinner. So you can well imagine how dangerous a crocodile can be. You should never go near a crocodile. You know, crocodile can eat human beings. They can eat children. They can eat anything. They are very big in size. Their mouth is very big. They can wide open their mouth. So never ever try to go near such dangerous animals. I am reading this part again, children. Golu put his head down close to the crocodile's snout, and the crocodile caught him by the nose. I think, said the crocodile, today a baby elephant will be my dinner. Let me go. You are hurting me, Mr. Crocodile, screamed Golu. Now Golu was in trouble. He had been caught by that dangerous crooked crocodile. Let me go. You are hurting me, Mr. Crocodile, screamed Golu. The python, who had been quietly following Golu. Python is a very dangerous and a big snake. But look how this snake helped Golu. The python, who had been quietly following Golu, came to the bank and said, if you do not pull as hard as you can, the crocodile will drag you into the stream. So the python, this snake suggested Golu that if you will not pull yourself as hard as possible, that means as much as you can, if you will not pull your body as much as you can, then the crocodile is going to drag you into the river, into the stream. Golu sat back on his little haunches and pulled and pulled. Haunches is what? The back end of an animal. The back end of an animal is called haunches. So where was Golu sitting? Golu was sitting at the back end of the crocodile, and he pulled himself as much as he could. The crocodile slipped into the water, making it all creamy with great sweeps of his tail. And he also pulled and pulled. The tail of Golu appeared to be very soft and creamy to this crocodile, and Golu was also trying to pull as hard as he could, and the crocodile was also trying to pull Golu into the river as hard as he could. Then the python coiled himself round Golu's stomach and said, let's pull harder. Now who is helping Golu to come out of the river and to get rid of the grip of the crocodile? The python. The python coiled himself round the stomach of Golu, and he asked Golu, let us pull harder. Let us pull more strongly. Let us put more force and pull ourselves even more strongly. Let's pull harder. Golu dug in all his 4 legs in the mud and pulled. The nose kept on stretching. Now see how Golu's nose started stretching and it became a long trunk of the elephant. See how interesting story it is. It is written, Golu dug in all his 4 legs in the mud and pulled. In order to apply more force, he put his body into the mud, his 4 legs into the mud, and started pulling himself more and more. And then what happened? His nose kept on stretching. It became longer and longer. At each pull, the nose grew longer and longer, and it hurt Golu. Although his nose was stretching, but at the same time, Golu was getting hurt also. The nose was now 5 feet long, but it was free at last. It was now a very long nose, and it was free from the clutches, from the grip of the crocodile. Golu sat down with his nose wrapped up in a big banana leaf and hung it in the great grassy Limpopo River to cool. Now, after such a hard work, after pulling his nose so hard, now he was relaxing. He was sitting down with a big banana leaf wrapped round his nose, and he was sitting on the grassy surface of the Limpopo River to cool his body, because elephants are very fond of water. They enjoy playing with water. They enjoy bathing in the river. Golu sat there for 2 days, waiting for his nose to cool and to shrink. It grew cool, but it didn't shrink. He was waiting for his nose to shrink and become as small as it was in the beginning. But now the nose had become long enough, and it did not shrink. At the end of the second day, a fly came and stung Golu on the shoulder. Golu lifted his long nose, the trunk, and with it hit the fly dead. Now, see, this is the first advantage of his long trunk, which Golu is seeing. What happened? One day a fly came and it stung on the shoulder of Golu. So now Golu utilized his long trunk, his long nose, and he hit the fly with his long trunk, and the fly fell down dead. Advantage number 1, hissed the python. You couldn't have done it with a small nose. Try and eat a little now. So this was the first advantage of his long nose, that he was able to hit his enemy. Now the python is telling Golu, try and eat a little now. Golu put out his trunk and plucked a large bundle of grass. He dusted it against his 4 legs and stuffed it into his mouth. How interesting it is. See children, I am reading again. The second advantage of his long trunk. Golu put out his trunk. That means he stretched out his trunk and plucked a large bundle of grass. If his nose was as small as it was in the starting, then what would have happened? He would have picked up small bits of grass to eat. But now, since his trunk is long enough, now he can pick up a big bundle of grass at a time for eating. First, what did he do? He picked up a large bundle of grass. He dusted it against his 4 legs. That means he cleaned the grass, the bundle of grass, with his 4 legs, and then he put the bundle of grass into his mouth. Advantage number 2, hissed the python. You couldn't have done it with a small nose. So the first advantage was that Golu was able to get rid of his prey, get rid of his enemy rather, not prey, get rid of his enemy with his long trunk. The second advantage was that he could pick up big bundles of grass for eating. And the python says that you couldn't have done it with a small nose. Don't you think the sun is too hot now? Now he is indicating towards the third advantage. Golu scooped up some mud. Scooped up some mud means he picked up some mud and he threw on his body. Golu scooped up some mud from the bank and slapped it on his head. He picked up some mud from the bank of the Limpopo River and he put all that mud on his head. Advantage number 3, hissed the python. You couldn't have done it with a small nose. So the python says that had your nose been small one, then you could not have picked up mud from the bank of the river to cool yourself. You couldn't have thrown it on your head. But now, since your nose is such a long one, since your trunk is so long, so you can easily throw as much mud on your face, on your head, on your body with the help of your long trunk and keep your body cool. Advantage number 3, hissed the python. You couldn't have done it with a small nose. Thank you, Mr. Python, said Golu gratefully. I'll remember all this and now I'll go back to my family. So Golu was happy because the python told him 3 important features of his long trunk, 3 important advantages of his long nose or trunk, whatever you call, and he is able to understand, Golu is able to understand how beneficial his long nose is to him. And happily he went back to his family. Now let us quickly discuss the question answers, although you will see all the answers in the PDF, children, and then do the answers from the PDF. Let us see what the questions say. Whom does Golu ask, why don't you ever fly like other birds? I am sure your answer should be ostrich. Second question, which uncle of Golu had red eyes? What is the answer? Hippopotamus. Golu's relatives did not answer his questions because they were shy. The questions were too difficult. Golu was a naughty baby. Now let us see what the relatives said. Golu is a naughty baby, they said. He asked such difficult questions. So your answer will be, they were the option number 2 and 3. The questions were too difficult and according to them, Golu was a naughty baby. Who advised Golu to go to the Limpopo River? See, on page number 31, a manna sitting on the a manna bird sitting in the middle of the bush asked him to go to the Limpopo River. So your answer will be, a manna bird sitting on the branch of the tree advised Golu to go to the Limpopo River. Why did Golu go to the river? Golu went to the river because he was curious to find out what did the crocodile eat for dinner. The crocodile lay on the bank of the Limpopo River. Golu thought it was a living crocodile, a dead crocodile, a log of wood. So what is your answer? A log of wood. What did the crocodile do to show that it was a real crocodile? It started shedding crocodile tears, because it is a special feature of the crocodile that it sheds crocodile tears. Come later, little one, and I'll whisper the answer to you. The crocodile said this because he couldn't stand up. He wanted to eat Golu. Golu was deaf. Obviously the answer is second option. He wanted to eat Golu. Who helped Golu on the bank of the river? Who helped? The python. Name 2 things the elephant can do with his trunk and 2 he cannot. The 2 things which he can do with his trunk, there are 3 things given in the chapter. You can choose any 2. The elephant is used or Golu is used in the question? Elephant. The elephant can pick up his enemy, or not pick up, no, it will be incorrect to say pick up. The elephant can hit his enemy and kill him with his trunk. This is the first advantage. Second advantage is that the elephant can pick up big bundles, large bundles of grass and eat it at a time. This is the second advantage of the trunk. Now you have to find out the two things which the elephant cannot do with its trunk. One thing I can easily recall, children, that if suppose an ant gets inside the trunk of the elephant, then he cannot bring that ant out. This is one problem which all elephants face, and they really get very angry, they really get very irritated, but they are unable to bring that ant which has entered inside its trunk. So this is one thing. Another thing, you will have to, I think, do some search work. I will also find out for you. One more thing you have to suggest which the elephant cannot do with his trunk. So this you find out, and very soon I am also going to give you the answer to this part of the question. Okay, so with this simple chapter has come to an end about the elephant, about the nose of the elephant, and you have to see the PDF, children, and do the question and answers. Have a nice day. Take care. All the best.